Starts out as equal weight, and then it runs for a quarter and gets rebalanced quarterly. So Tesla tends to trump the whole thing. But what we did is we realized that investors are buying a lot of ETFs for electric vehicle exposure. But if you break down what is in those ETFs, because of the diversification rule, they hold stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Absolutely great stocks, but they're not electric vehicle stocks.
And oh, by the way, people driving in Tesla cars are 40% plus safer with autopilot and FSD than in other cars.
All that and more. So let's get to it.
Sylvia runs the Defiance Pure Electric Vehicle ETF, which just came out, what, in June?
In June, yeah.
Very auspicious since Tesla is up very big this year. So this is a very concentrated bet. I think this is exposure to just 5 companies. This is a big bet. Usually they're indexed that are much wider exposure. So this is a really concentrated bet on 5 companies. Essentially, you're dealing with Tesla, Leaf, Rivian, and NIO, right?
Yes. Yes.
Tell us about
and
that.
XPEG is the 5th.
So we got an ETF that deals solely in battery electric vehicles. Tesla, surprise, surprise. Rivian, good bet. And you have 3 outliers, Chinese-based EV startups, XPeng, Li Auto, and NIO. What do all of these companies have in common? You guessed it! None of them have to worry about what's going to happen to their internal combustion engines in the future because they don't have any. No hybrids. No ICE, pure battery electric vehicles, which is the future of automobile transit.
Starts out as equal weight, and then it runs for a quarter and gets rebalanced quarterly. So Tesla tends to trump the whole thing. But what we did is we realized that investors are buying a lot of ETFs for electric vehicle exposure. But if you break down what is in those ETFs, because of the diversification rule, they hold stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Absolutely great stocks, but they're not electric vehicle stocks. And we thought to ourselves, well, it's better to be diversified than not, right? So instead of just buying Tesla, you want a little more exposure to the space. So we took the top 5 electric vehicle companies listed in the U.S. by market cap. So, why not 6? We looked at the ones that were sort of liquid enough, had strong market cap, and give investors pure exposure to that space.
And XPeng does.
Look, I understand the methodology behind being diversified, and there will be multiple winners in the EV space. Tesla can't do it all. But outside of Tesla, I have no idea what's going to happen to those other battery electric vehicle companies. Tesla is the only one that is profitable by any real measure. Their stability across multiple industries is security enough for me. Tesla does more than just build electric cars. Battery storage, software, energy generation. I can go on and on and on. And their product roadmap is to die for. I can't say that about any of these other companies in this ETF, but I get it. If diversification is your bag, by all means, they're providing a service that many individuals will be interested in, just not me.
There's a lot of news recently that they invested in Didi, the smart car technology. Volkswagen gave them a big investment. It's a Chinese company, ADR, listed here. So yeah, you're getting the two world's largest economies. More than 60% of cars sold in China right now, new car sales, are electric vehicles. We know that number is picking up in the U.S. It's going to be roughly 18% globally, we think, which is nearly double from last year.
What? Nearly double from last year? Sounds like exponential growth to me.
That number is going to be about 30% in the next 5 to 10 years. So, why not, if you're interested in innovation and technology, think about this fast-growing space? And of course, we know the politics behind it, right? The infrastructure bill, tax credits, increase in charging stations, billions of dollars going to the classic auto retailers to redo their factories and build more electric vehicles for carbon neutrality and things like this. So we just think it's a phenomenal opportunity, and this would fit into the Schwab buy and hold, in our opinion.
Well, I like the concept of concentrated bets, and this is the Cathy Wood's ideology, because if you're going to try to outperform, you have to make a concentrated bet. You can't mimic the S&P Technology Index. That's not going to work, because if that's going to be your benchmark, you're going to be in trouble.
Yes, and the good thing about this, though, this isn't one of those far out. You know, we're waiting to see some spaceship flying in front of our home
I'm waiting
for you to generate a return, right?
So
These cars are on the road and they're selling.
I'm waiting
and they're
for the
delivering more and more
spaceship.
cars. Yeah, absolutely.
I will go up and say, where have you been? And give me the keys. Take me with you.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But, you know, a lot of thematics get a bad rap for this world, you know, this thing that is going to happen someday, hopefully in our lifetime. This is happening now. So,
no, it's definitely
trade.
happening. And it's a great concentration. And it's interesting that you're dealing with essentially, what, 3 Chinese companies here?
Yes. Yes, and it can change. The ETF is structured so that it's the top 5 companies by market cap that generate 50% of revenues from EV. So if Lucid takes over, you know, Li Auto or XPeng or NIO, then, you know, Lucid's number 3. So it's sort of an equitable allocation in an equal weight ETF.
Right.
I'm rooting for you, Lucid. From one concentrated fund to another.
Let's bring in Cathy Wood, the ARK Invest CEO. Tesla is her #1 holding in the ARK Innovation ETF. Cathy, great to have you with us here on Fast.
Oh, I'm happy to be with you, Melissa. Thank you for inviting me.
You know, the traders and I were talking here on the desk about Tesla and how your bear case for Tesla is $1,400 a share. Guy here said he'd take $1,400 because that's still pretty bullish. What is in, let's just even say the bear case, what assumptions are made about its business to get to that $1,400 by 27 number?
Well, about a third of our valuation is associated with electric vehicles, EVs, and scaling them. And as you mentioned, Turkey, a plant there, you know, many countries do want a Tesla plant because this is the new world, right? So that's good. This is all working out. And then 2/3 of our valuation is around autonomous and autonomous taxi platforms. We think Tesla is in the pole position here in the United States. It has collected more data about our roads and actually other roads around the world than all of the other companies combined. And therefore, it has more corner cases and probably will be the company that will get people from point A to point B as quickly and safely as possible. So it's a winner take most market. So whether it's our base case, that just means, okay, autonomous perhaps takes a little longer to play out, or the bull case, it happens much more quickly.
She ain't wrong, folks. Whether it takes a little bit longer to play out or it happens more quickly, play out, it will do. Her bear case just means it's going to take a little bit longer. In my bear case by 2027, I definitely have some robo-taxi elements included in that, but it's assuming that Tesla is slow with the rollout, especially like the in-app functions for the current members of the fleet. Regulators are gunking up the works from region to region. Anything and everything that can go wrong by 2027, that's 4 years from now, can and will go wrong. $1,400? It's a little higher than my bear case, but it's not far off. This will be a winner-take-most situation. You're not going to want the Kirkland brand software when it comes to autonomous driving. Tesla will be safer and faster when it comes to this technology. They'll just be flat out more efficient. And it'll be thanks to all the data they've collected. The fleet is their advantage that no one else has. Millions of Teslas on the road collecting the most fringe of data, real world data. And I'm under the inclination that there are over 500,000 Teslas on the road with the full self-driving beta software, feeding this technology into the behemoth that it will become. A multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. Yeah, enough said, cash register. Enough said.
So even if it takes longer to play out, it's still 1,400. And that seems extremely optimistic in terms of even the regulatory green lights that Tesla would need for autonomy. It seems also, you know, that the model where Tesla owners would own their cars and then they would go out and earn them money during the day by driving people around, that also seems sort of optimistic in terms of the uptake of that, Cathy. So, you know, for 2/3 of the valuation, do you feel like that there's risk even around the bear case at all with the 2/3?
Well, actually, the risks are going down because regulators are very data driven. And what regulators have been experiencing, especially in the transportation sector, is that the number of auto deaths in the United States has gone up during the past 5 to 10 years from 30,000 to 45,000 after decades of falling thanks to auto safety measures.
That is a very sad statistic. I wonder what came about that caused that incredible catalyst of deaths on our highways. Where's my phone? Oh, shit. That's it. It's the fucking phone. Now that most humans on the planet have become attached to this device, don't expect this number to go down at all. 40,000 will be our new benchmark thanks to distracted driving, on top of the myriad of factors that already make driving so unsafe. Tesla has an opportunity to halve those deaths. Hell, more than half. NHTSA has to take notice of this because every time that number hits over 40,000, it's kind of like a black eye.
National Highway and Transportation Safety Board and other transportation authorities want to turn that trend back down. Why has it happened? A lot of it is because of texting, and therefore a disproportionate number of young people are dying in auto accidents. So the data supports what Tesla is doing. 80 to 90% of all accidents on the roads are caused by human error. If you take the human being out of the equation and use AI to get people from point A to point B as safely, as quickly as possible, I think the authorities, the regulators, are going to be persuaded by the data. In fact, they already have been in terms of the fatalities in Tesla's cars. They examine them. They say, not Tesla's fault for the most part. And oh, by the way, people driving in Tesla cars are 40% plus safer with autopilot and FSD than in other cars.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, people. If you want you and your family to be the safest on the road, you need to be in a Tesla. Hands down, end of discussion. Coincidentally, if you want to be in the highest performance vehicle on the road by a good measure, you need to be in a Tesla. More interested in styling, in profiling? Guess what? Your ass needs to be in a Tesla. These cars tick every single box that you might possibly want to have. And it's good for you. It's like having a carrot that tastes like carrot cake. In conclusion, more and more people are starting to wise up that EVs are the future. You got ETFs that focus solely on battery electric vehicles. Don't be like me and put all your money in one company that you know is going to be the winner. Do the practical thing. Spread it out. Invest in some B players that might outperform the market. Hedge your bets. You heard me. Put it all on Tesla and let it ride. Do as I say, not as I do. And we have Cathy Wood sounding the alarm that Tesla is going to be the primary winner, not in EVs, but in autonomous driving. Potentially a deca-trillion-dollar opportunity where Tesla will consume most of that pie. But you know, do what you will with this information. That's all I got for you today. Be easy. Purr.